What is up, everyone? Welcome to the season finale for Daredevil Born Again, our review for it. And look how excited everyone is here on the panel. Look how hyped everyone is out of their minds. We were promised by multiple people that this was going to be just the greatest thing ever. That you just had to wait till the ending and you would realize that this show is indeed incredible. And while we'll talk about that, we'll see if that is how we all feel about it. Everyone's looking like they loved it. So, yeah. Mazza, before we kick it off, what's your summary for the grand finale of Daredevil Born Again?
I think I need a handshake. That's what I think I need.
It's pretty good, actually.
Especially
That's pretty good.
I'd rather go through that than watch that fucking show again. I tell you that much. Holy shit! This might actually be one of the worst fucking TV shows I've ever watched, if not the worst. And I know people say the other Disney shows are actually worse. Fuck that. I'm not watching them then. Fuck that. If they are worse, then no wonder Disney Plus is losing money and people leaving. Like, I genuinely can't believe there's worse shows than this. You're telling me this is one of the better Disney Plus shows? I don't fucking believe you. I seriously don't. This is some of the worst. I've seen television from one of the most meta shows ever have better writing, and that whole show is written by the people from Lost. The people that made Lost. Remember how crazy and stupid they went with that fucking show? Those people are writing better than Disney now. Are you telling me? And they're going out of their way to make it so complicated and all these stupid things. They're actually going out of their way to make it how it is. And these guys in Disney's trying to actually make it good, where the guys from are trying to just make it complicated and stupid. So and that's a better show. That's actually better written. This is fucked.
They've broken Mazza.
I don't. This doesn't feel like an ending. This felt like the best way I describe, like, you know, the ending of episode 1 of Daredevil when he shows up the city and you're like, oh, this is how the city is. That's how it felt. So this whole season felt like it finally felt like maybe one episode of Daredevil. This whole season felt like one episode of Daredevil. It's like, okay, this is how the city is. And you still don't get a really good glimpse of how the city is doing and how the city is going. Still. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, yeah, fuck this show, bro. Fuck this show. What a waste of time. And we didn't even get the coolest bit, which they're going to wait till next season, was, oh, Foggy. We didn't even get that. And they at least could have given that.
We didn't get anything at the end. Matt was like, we need an army. And then he goes into the bar and all you see are just a bunch of shitty cops. And that's their army, bro.
And they look like scared of him. Except Josie, who's like, the fuck is he wearing? Bro, she looked like she was like, why is the guy running around in his pajamas?
Why the fuck was Jonesy there? She's just the fucking bartender from the old show.
That's her bar, you know? I didn't know it was her bar.
Serve the drinks, you know?
Yeah.
That's her job. That's her contribution to the army, bro. She's got to serve the drinks.
Yeah.
It felt like shit Harry Potter. We need an army. Let's go to the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you were going to do like a crazy cameo at the end, that would have been the place to do it. But
no, I want to see shit cops. I don't want to see the Defenders when we need an army. I don't want to see Spider-Man when the city has to go to bed at 8 p.m. I don't want to see no fucking vigilantes to save the city. I want to see dog shit cops that haven't been doing their fucking job. And you know what? I got it. This show is peaked.
I don't know. I've been against it.
Holy crap. All right.
I didn't even know where to... let's just go from the beginning because...
Lethal didn't even get a chance to say how he felt about this show.
The reason we're late to this recording is because I legitimately fell asleep watching it.
Oof.
And I respect that a lot.
There was only one thing in this episode I liked, when that dude's head got popped.
Mm.
Even
Yeah.
that was kind of shit compared to other head poppings, though. It took
Yeah,
forever.
on the scale of head poppings, I kind of put it down the bottom, but it's still a head popping. So
Yeah,
Well, it just like it made no sense. Like why that
You're
even
popping
happened.
heads.
And then the guy's
Yeah.
like literally sitting there, just going, "Ooh," and I was like, "Bro, come on, man! Like at least
Do
act like your head's
something.
getting popped.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Scream, cry, something." So like, I don't know.
All they did was make his face go really red, like he was sweating. That's all they did, and it took forever to get to that point. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, spoiler: somebody gets their head popped in this episode
Yeah,
by
good times.
like
nah,
Kingpin's
the
bare
thing
hands.
that really shitted me was the actual final scene. So it has about 2 seconds of credits, and then it has a final scene
Oh man.
with. I swear this might be the stupidest prison guard I've ever seen in a TV show or a movie.
Yeah,
Bro.
It actually ruined the actual ending. That's the thing. It actually ruined the ending. It's like actually no. We should wait before we talk about that because the ending that scene's actually cool. But hey, we start the show off the best way possible. Vanessa, it's confirmed. She's the one that tried to kill Foggy. That's cool, right?
Vanessa.
It wasn't Vanessa.
Vanessa.
She held down the fort. She
Yeah, she's
saved
out here.
him. She saved what's his name, Bullseye, with a bit of paper because that's how we save people.
Yep.
You just sign. You sign
sign it,
away.
bro.
You sign, and you just get to leave prison. You just sign a little thing, and you're free. You get to leave, right? That's how I got out of prison 3 times. I just they just let me out, and then we move on to. They just did a real quick shot of Daredevil saving him again. You know, it's so stupid. In that shot, he clearly got shot in the fucking arm, but then later they tried to show him getting shot here. But on the actual side, you can see the fucking red right there, like it in his arm. And then they changed the spot. They actually, like, 3 episodes, they changed the spot. It's like, what the fuck?
Either way, this is all supposed to take place like just a few hours after he got shot by a freaking rifle. And bro, there's no way he's gonna be doing what he did in this episode right after he got shot like that, bro. Like,
and
bro, they show him wincing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you guys are not paying attention.
Yeah.
They show him wincing. They show that he sometimes falls over against a wall because he's tired. Guys, come on.
Yeah.
But when he was in the hospital, he said, "Karen, dude, wasn't that crazy?" He fucked up so bad, bro. When he was on drugs, he said, "Karen, dude, that's wild."
Yeah, he wakes up.
It is actually Harry Potter. It actually is. That's what Ron did in the same movie too. This is someone watched Harry Potter, then made Daredevil. For fuck's sake, Daredevil gets an army. Fucking holy shit.
That's actually that's pretty accurate, actually.
That scene is actually from Harry Potter, dude. This is stupid.
Oh, that's actually so true.
What
Pretty
the
wild stuff, man.
fuck?
And somehow Bullseye escaped from everything after he shot Matt, despite
somehow Palpatine returned.
Despite being in a building with the mayor with double security.
All the cops that are on a killing spree.
Yeah, I was gonna say not only cops, but his personal militia.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are killing.
That's exciting.
Everyone.
So he's out and about somewhere, running free, doing his Bullseye things. So,
it's important.
Yeah, but he basically, I think that's pretty much the only thing we see is they just like talk about, oh, where's Bullseye, and he's still free somewhere, and that's kind of all we get for Bullseye for this.
There's one bit I want to bring up that's actually kind of funny. Vanessa stops Bullseye from doing drugs. So when they first meet, they hand him a bunch of pills that he's taking to stay sane, and then she's just like, no.
Yeah, Vanessa visits Bullseye in prison. He's like, hey, I've set you free now. You're free. And he goes, how do you do that? She goes, well, my husband and all this stuff, he got acquitted of stuff, and now you're free too, even though you got arrested for trying to kill us. But that's fine. And he's like, why would you do that? And she's like, because I need you to kill people. And he's like, oh, okay, I thought you liked me or something. And she's like, no. And then right in front of the orderlies who try to hand him his medication because he's mentally ill, she grabs them from him right in front of the orderly. Right in front of everybody. He grabs his pills right in front of him. And I'm like, yo, like, I get that, like, you're supposed to be, like, the king bitch or whatever now, but, like...
King bitch.
Yeah, king bitch. Just like kingpin, but bitch instead.
King bitch.
But it's like, yeah, I know you're supposed to be, like, this in charge, but, like, nobody in this facility, even on cameras, was like, she shouldn't be doing that.
That's a little
Why?
weird.
Why the fuck? The thing is, what type of prison gives their fucking prisoners the pills that they need when they're doing a fucking meeting people? You give them at night in the morning before you meet the people, right? It's like, no.
Yeah.
There was so many too. That's the thing. Like they gave him a full-on fucking like, bro. They were keeping him down.
Did they ever address that Vanessa tried to have Kingpin whacked in the previous episode?
Well, no. So the next
they were working
scene,
together. Yeah,
they were working together. So the next scene, they're talking.
Set up, Lethal.
Yeah, he's got a.
Oh, that must have been when I fell asleep.
Oh,
That's
Lethal. Yeah, it was all a setup, man. Were playing 3D chess.
Yeah. So the next scene, they get together. He's just come home, right? He's all in this white suit, it's all ruined because it's all bloody. And then Vanessa's all like, doing this little, like, I don't know how to tell you that I did this. And then he goes, I already know, Vanessa. And she's like, oh, okay. And then they sit down and it's all good. That's literally what happens. They sit down and it's all good. Okay.
It's okay that you tried to have me killed, Vanessa. I forgive you.
And then, we kind of find out that Foggy was, like, sitting on this case about, like, the Red Hook port, where the Fisks could, like, launder
the one where
and distribute
Matt came
money.
to conclusion. Yeah. Because the bartender remembered what drink she served Foggy that night.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt's like...
Then, of course, we got a file scene in this episode where, you know, they rummage through files to, you know, give us the exposition that we need for the story. So that's huge.
Karen came back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's hype, bro.
Punisher shows up. Yeah. Karen comes back. Where did Karen come from? She got on a plane.
Yeah.
When she saw that Poindexter got out of jail, which was like an hour previous to that.
Yep.
So
she just happened to know. She happened to know where they were having that fight at as well to go and pick them up.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll do it 100%. Yeah. For some reason, she has like expert transport, man, like the fastest car in the world, the fastest airplanes in the world, because she's supposed to be in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's where she's supposed to be living right now. And she's like, I hopped on a plane and came right over here. Plane was like, dude, yo, don't worry about security. Don't worry about checks. None of that. Just get on the plane. We're cruising.
In a city that's had the power grid taken out.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, if the weather's bad enough, I can't rent a car. And she was like you said, drove right to where they were. And a power outage, I'm like, wow, the traffic wasn't bad? No.
No, bro. It's all
easy, bro.
set. It's all Gucci. But then we get the ultimate setup of Fisk being like, all right, we need to kick out everyone that is scared of my plans. We must kick them out. And so they set up this thing to, like, anyone that disagrees with any of his new plans. This is when he's finally becoming a bit kingpinish, right? He's setting up plans to take over so he can start selling whatever the fuck.
But Mazza, he was the kingpin the whole time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
He's the kingpin. Yeah, it was all a big setup. I did it to save the city, but other opportunities have popped up. Like, what?
I love this city, unless it's Vanessa involved. And then I love Vanessa more.
And which is so time weird. To sell drugs.
Which is so weird because in like one of the first episodes, he admits when he's talking to the police commissioner that as mayor, he has less money and less power than when he was running the criminal underworld.
Yeah.
Which is
so we're talking about opportunities popping up. We're talking about opportunities popping up. You had more opportunities over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like in season 3 of Daredevil, when they actually name him Kingpin, it's like, man, he's got his hooks in everyone. When that FBI agent or whatever he is walks in the room, looks in the room and goes, fuck, he's got all of you as well. And it's like, yeah, he's got everyone, man. That's why he's the Kingpin. Mm-hmm. So how can it be opportunities pop up when you've given up most of your opportunities for less because there's some blind
Because-
spot on the American map that's not recognized as a part of a country, so you can just have no tax and do legal gambling over there.
Yeah.
But hear me out. I could only do millions. Now I can do billions. It's gonna be great. Billions. He can't. Billions.
I don't know who that's referencing at all, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Billions.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
We can-
wild, man. I just don't. Yeah, it's just awful. Matt getting shot doesn't mean anything.
Even-
They're like, yeah, like I know I got a bullet wound in my arm, but like it's fine. I'll be okay.
Mhm.
Even the
No
scene when we
worries.
It's
Even the-
hilarious that then he's laying in bed and he was literally just shot, and his like lawyer friend is like yapping at him about like having to have like a serious conversation later and stuff.
Dude,
It's like-
such a bitch. I fucking hate her so much, dude. He's literally shot, and it's like, oh, I know. I'm so happy for you, and I hope you're okay. But after this, we need to fucking talk.
I know you
Like,
like almost literally just died, but we got to have a serious conversation. It's like, what?
Especially considering just before that, she says, "Oh, it's the drugs in his system. He doesn't know
Yeah.
what he's doing."
Uh-huh.
So now's
Yeah.
a great time to tell him that we need to have a serious talk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think she's just mad that she got called Karen. She's like, who's this Karen bitch?
hmm
And
And then
That was
and then New York City goes into lockdown basically,
Mhm.
with the blackout and everything, and Punisher shows up again in the show,
Yes.
the episode. So
Yeah.
joins up with Matt, and then they have this huge fight in Matt's apartment.
Wait, the best part is Matt leaves the hospital
yes.
Yeah.
because Kingpin sent a guy to kill him. And the guy just is like standing out in the hallway of the hospital, pulls out a needle right in front
Just
of
holding
everybody.
it.
Just standing there, he's like,
No, but
and
don't
then
you
the
get
power
it?
goes out.
It was a reference to the first time that they killed the cop with the needle. It's the same
Uh-huh.
type of needle from when they killed the black cop. No, the black cop tried to kill his partner. It was the same
Yeah.
needle, dude.
Yeah.
Reference.
Mind
It's
blown,
just
bro.
reference, bro.
That's crazy.
But then the lights go out and he's like, oh, I can't do that. Or no, he goes into Daredevil's room and he's gone. And Matt just happens to go to his apartment,
Yeah.
which is exactly where the Punisher is at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Just
and
waiting
you
for
wonder,
him, bro.
would you like where would Punisher have been if Matt didn't leave the hospital? Like, was he
Just
following
standing there,
him the
just-
whole time?
Still in his cupboard. I like to think the whole time Punisher was just in one of Matt's cupboards, just waiting.
Yeah, he'll come
Yeah,
back
was
any
he
day
just gonna
now.
like wait there forever until he came back, or
Just
or
eating
what?
his food and everything. He's like, he'll come
Jeez.
back eventually.
Even
I know
though
he'll come
like
back.
later on he then suddenly like randomly pivots to being like they like ask Punisher to like come along with him, Karen and Matt do, and he's like, no, I got other business to take care of, and then he just like
What are you
peels
doing?
from them and just goes off to do his own thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's kind of random, but
Right?
all right.
Well,
I guess you
I
got to do whatever you
hated-
need to set up his special or whatever, and that's obviously what that whole point was. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so he's just gonna like chill and wait in Matt's apartment, but suddenly he has like this urgent other thing he has to do. It's like, what?
He's a really busy man. After
Well-
one of the worst fucking fights I've ever seen as well.
Dude, the
that
fight
well,
was
the other-
atrocious.
The other thing is like Punisher says, like, if I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna kill people. I'm
Yeah.
like, you understand, if you need my help, I'm gonna kill people. And Matt's like, I don't need your help. He goes, yeah, you do, and you don't really have a choice. I'm
Right.
just letting you know I'm gonna kill people.
Yeah.
And then he starts killing people, and Matt's like, stop.
Yeah.
And it's not even just that he tells him to stop. It's like bad ADR. You could tell
Yes.
that was never originally in the scene because it just sounds like this. Frank, stop.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
like
bad,
Punisher,
bro.
or like Matt drops in from his own skylight in the Daredevil costume, and there's
Yeah.
a firing line right in front of him, and he's just like, boom, it drops in, and they're just like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Punisher starts shooting people, and Mazza said this, and I know I know you're gonna go off on it again, but like, it's just all slow motion.
hmm
Dude,
And
it was
it's so much slow motion.
I hate it because they didn't know if they should do slow motion through the whole thing or which parts, right? So what they did was Daredevil, because they only know how to fight with Daredevil when when they speed it up. That's the only way they know how to fight. So you go from being sped up with Daredevil, then they switch to Punisher, who's stabbing a guy like this.
And there's like digital blood everywhere. Yeah.
So
Bro.
much, dude. When he stabs in, the blood blows up, and then when he takes it out, it re-blows up. So it's like, this motherfucker got some mad blood in him, bro. Like, what the hell?
The
Like,
blood
Yeah.
sound effects in this episode were crazy too. It like sounded like they were splashing like a gallon of blood every time he like stabbed into somebody, bro.
the only time I thought the slow-mo worked was when he first kills someone
Yeah.
with the shotgun, and he blows a hole through their head. And I'm like, okay, slow-mo there. Now let's go. Let's have just a fight scene. Because
They
I
have
actually
him
think
like leap right over the island in the kitchen to like grab
in
somebody.
slow-mo.
Yeah.
Why was it all in slow-mo for the Punisher? What would have been better if they should have went full retard with it and just have Daredevil in the background fighting like normal, and he's just
yeah.
they should have just went with that.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man. Yeah, so then they have the big fight, and it was also funny because like Frank asks Matt, right, like why he took a bullet for Fisk, and all Matt said was, "That's a good question."
Yeah.
And like, oh, okay.
Very-
That's
very
exactly
much.
that's exactly how the writers explained the logic of Matt doing that. Was just
It's very much.
it's a great question. Who knows? Who understands?
story.
Nobody knows. Nobody
a story
understands.
for another time.
Yeah.
I don't even know, bro.
We'll get
No
around.
one
We'll
knows.
get back to it in season 2.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's terrible, and yeah.
But
Yeah,
guess what? A grenade went in the room, Mike.
Oh yeah, dude. And then you
Mhm.
just hear clink, 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 which like anybody could hear if you're in the room. And Matt's like, grenade, and they literally have like 25 seconds to get out of the room. And what they do
Forever,
is
bro.
they sprint. They could have went anywhere else. They run towards the balcony, and they straight up do like a buddy cop dive together. They're like, and the camera's like following behind him or whatever, and then they like jump into the green screen, and you can see, and it's like an obvious green screen background, and they just dive over the side, and then it shows them like fall out of the sky. And Matt catches Punisher, like straight up, like damsel in distress style, wraps his arms around him, catches him, and they like, when they hit this car, because they don't show how they fall, they just show them fall off the building and hug, and then you hear them land on a car, and when you look, they're like a block away from the apartments, and then the whole thing just blows up. One grenade blows up the entire full story of that apartment, everything, dude. Eviscerated, and they just like look at it together, and they're like,
I like to think that their actual explosion went off late, so they had to cut to the car a bit early, and then so they had to change it blowing up after. I like to think it was actually meant to blow up as he jumped out. That's what they were going for, but I like to think that the explosion actually went off late, so they had to cut to the car. And the funny thing is, when they cut to a car, they just cut to a guy on his phone in the car, so he's just minding his own business, and then the window fucking explodes as well from this fall. Like they crash into the. Why did the window explode? It just fucking blew up. And I'm like, bro, what is going on?
nope. And they just
Bro, that grenade took forever to blow up.
it takes
was
so
insane.
long to explode.
I was just sitting there like, is this thing ever gonna go off or what? Like
They had so much time. Daredevil could have just thrown that motherfucker into the sky and saved everything.
Mm-hmm.
bro, he could have
And
set
then-
that on the table, made a nice sandwich for him and Punisher, and then then toss it out the window, bro. Like he had all the time in the world.
Mhm.
And then frickin' Karen shows up like in the middle of like a busy like lockdown New York street, and she's just there.
Yeah,
She's like, get in, and you're like,
magically. Yeah,
magically, yeah.
She doesn't give two fucks about Daredevil the whole time. Like, we get more of a reunion with her and Punisher than we do with Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like, in that room, they're just looking at each other. They're actually talking to each other. I'm like, we've waited years for you motherfuckers to talk to each other, and you're just... Daredevil's just sitting there like a cop, dude.
He
just
just says
like,
nothing,
Oh, that's cool.
And then like
so-
he's like, hey, we gotta go look at some files. You mind helping me look at these files? And she's like, sure. And then like while they're looking for files, Matt's sitting there doing nothing. like a blind guy with no extra abilities. He's just
Yeah.
sitting there and he's like, "So Punisher and you, huh?" And she's like, "What?" "I listened to both your heartbeats. I heard." And she's like,
oh, dude, that scene was
you-
so cringe, bro. Oh.
Did you hear
Yeah.
my heartbeat when I seen you?
He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
Also probably fake, bitch." Yeah, I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
Shit, why was
Oh,
he so
dude.
upset he's
Dude,
dating
the fact
someone else?
they spent so much time in that scene just like playing matchmaker the entire time was awful, bro.
Yeah.
It was so
And
bad.
they're like searching through boxes, which really is just Karen doing this with a flashlight in a room.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Daredevil goes, he's just standing there and he just stands up and goes, "Hey, I packed this box right here." I'm like, if you could detect what was in the boxes, you think you could have pointed this out to her faster?
Mhm.
Like, he
Yeah.
just like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I packed this box." And he
Yeah.
opens it up. And he's like, "Oh, look at all this cool stuff in here. Isn't that awesome?" Dude, it's
You know
just
the
wild.
worst thing is, even though that scene was shit, that was the most Daredevil feeling the whole time.
That's true.
That scene reminded me of the original Daredevil more than any other scene from this show. That's the worst part, and that's not even a good scene in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Karen actually looking for stuff. That's so sad. A shit scene like that is the closest we've gotten to the original Daredevil. And
Yeah.
that's so fucking sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, they kind of were kind of hitting some Daredevil notes a little bit with like some of the conversation between like Frank and Matt and stuff, and
Yeah. No.
but you know, the writing is just so bad that
Yeah.
you know they couldn't quite hit it, bro. Like
I forgot
No,
to,
they
yeah.
never
And
did
that-
it.
yeah, when they're in the apartment, dude, and Frank goes like, "I'm gonna shoot this guy." He's like, "Kill that guy, Matt.
Oh,
Kill him
yes.
dead." And he's like,
Yep.
"No."
No.
And he's
Yeah.
like, "Fine, I'll shoot him." And he's like, "No, you can't." And then he goes, "Okay,
just-
fine, I'll shoot this guy." Bang! Like,
Bang bang. Yeah.
The whole-
He just shoots. Yep.
he
The
just
whole
blows
time they
the
were
guy's brains
interacting,
out, like-
It reminded me of Tropic Thunder.
yeah.
Them two interacting was just Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
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 You got
Yeah.
one dude that's just way too fucking
Oh,
into
dude.
it, and the other dude's like, "Nah, I don't want to be here," type of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
And-
crazy, man. Yeah. Punisher, stop shooting people. He goes, "Bro, it's literally what I do. That's like my job is Punisher." And then also like now every single person in Fisk's task force like all has the Punisher symbol spray painted on their like chest, which isn't weird at all, even though Kingpin's like, "Vigilantism is terrible and bad and illegal for everybody." And then they're like, "Yeah, but what about all the guys with like the vigilante symbol on their chest?" And he's like, "Well, they work for me, so it's okay."
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
yeah, and then also they all have like, now they reveal they all have like Punisher tattoos, and it's like right on their neck in like public
Yeah.
sight. And I'm like, these guys were cops, bro.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's crazy. Like they were just completely absent for episodes, like episode
Yeah.
after episode, and then suddenly, of course, at the end when it was convenient, then they show up again at the end, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
They're back, bro.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
back.
dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's bad, dude.
Ugh.
It's,
Yeah,
And-
actually, I'll throw out some positivity. I did like the way Punisher just full on wanted nothing to do with them. He was like, "Nah, y'all are kind of gay."
oh yeah.
No,
But
that ended up
I-
being one of the stupidest scenes because this is right after the little gay scene with the fucking Daredevil and Karen in there going, "Oh, did you feel my heartbeat?" Then all of a sudden, Punisher's just like sitting there after he wanted nothing to do with anything. He goes, "All right, I guess I'll get up and do something then." And then he goes to find them, no plan, gets in a room with all these cops, and then they're yapping, and it's like, okay. And then he's just like, "All right, then we fight," and then he's killing them. Like that scene was cool when he's killing them all, but he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh," and then he gets captured, and it's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is your plan? You
Yeah,
dumb
because some of
fuck.
it is like, why would you like? You could have just shot him at any point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
what I
yeah,
didn't
because
get.
he gets captured. He's sitting in a chair, surrounded by all these cops that hate him, and they're like, "Man, you're like an idol to us. We love you. You're the best. You're kind of cool." And he says, "You guys kind of suck, and I hate all of you." And then they're like, "You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna punch you really hard." And he's
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, I
they-
like it when you do that." And I'm like, "Why not just shoot this guy?"
Dude,
Considering he was just offing, like Pete, he was offing your crew like right in front of you, and you still tie
Yeah.
him up and go, "Dude, we like you. We have tattoos of you. I'm your number one fan."
Yeah.
gotta do
I
what you
think,
gotta
I think
do.
you guys are kind of gay and cringe. Oh,
Yeah.
They're like,
I
all
guess
right,
I'm gonna
we'll punch you in the
now."
face.
Yeah. Then they treated him like a fucking pinata. It's not like one guy was just punching him. They would one swing. All right, next guy. Swing, next guy. They treated him like a fucking pinata.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. Yeah.
But I did like how he told him to get fucked, but I
Yeah,
actually think it makes the actual ending even that fucking prison guard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
ending
was
When we
horrific.
get to
so
him.
shit.
Yeah. I will say this adds a positive for the show. I think that Michael Gandolfini's character, Daniel Blake, has been one of the few characters from the season that I think has actually kind of bloomed into like a character that's fun to watch on screen. I think he does a pretty good job. I think he does a pretty good job.
The issue for me is not long before this show started, I'd finished rewatching Sopranos, so I'm going, that's just this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's gotten more. That's the guy that Mayor hires as his like second.
Yeah, that's
guy.
the
He's getting more
Soprano
cookie.
kid.
Dude. Yeah. What?
So like, for me watching this, I go, okay, that's the Sopranos kid, and White Tiger is Raul Menendez from Black Ops 2. I'm waiting for him to fucking freak out and kill everyone.
Dude.
Yeah.
What a waste that ended up being, White Tiger.
Yeah. They find the bullet and he goes, "Oh, it was him," and then they do nothing with him. They died from the grenade. He would have died from the grenade.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So it ended up being a nothing burger. White Tiger was a throw in the mud. And then the captain of all the police, I'm not sure what that position is called again, the actual
Commissioner.
commissioner, yeah, he gets fucked up.
Yeah.
They earlier they catch the black chick that's been working with Fisk. She has a recording of him saying that Fisk is bad and they're gonna do a little rebellion and get him fired. He's the mayor, but he has to follow the law still, and they're gonna get him taken out. And she takes it to Fisk, and then he captures him, takes him in front of the guards. The port is now run by all these. He's got every cop. It's just like, why is every cop there? Like, it's so strange.
Dude, so
to
many.
See
Yeah, it was
that,
crazy.
like 100 at least cops just walking around. It was weird.
Mhm.
Like so many. And yeah, they take him there, and he just squishes his fucking head in front of all of them to be like, yes, the thing that we were doing already, we will continue to do. Kill and do what is necessary. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that guy's
dude.
out of the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a nothing burger.
The weirdest death ever. King
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
and it takes him like a super long time. And the guy's like, he's like doing this. He's like they just zoom in on his face. And he's like,
Yeah.
ooh, and
And
you're
how he
like,
doesn't resist it. He doesn't fight back. He doesn't like
No.
just start like hitting him or something like that from behind or anything.
No.
No
He just
scratches
sits
on the
there.
hands. No,
Yeah.
nothing. He just
Guess
accepted.
I'll
death.
just stand here and get my head popped.
yeah. What's the worst is gonna happen? He's gonna pop my skull, and then like they've only kind of time they didn't just immediately use CGI blood. They use a practical head so they could show off how like violent it was. And they're like, guys, isn't that cool? I'm like, not
That's
really.
wild. Look, his
Yeah.
head's popped there, Mike. Though his
Yeah.
head popped.
Again, like
This is
as
so
much as I
strong.
liked it, but it's just Tropic Thunder. Oh, look at me! I'm the director of the movie. It's just like Tropic Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
See,
man.
Moz thinks this is Harry Potter. I think it's Tropic Thunder.
No,
both.
no. Dude, do you think
Harry
that's what
Thunder.
actually happened?
Harry Thunder.
Do you think
Harry
they watched a bunch of
Tropic
movies
Potter.
before this, and they're like, dude, that's
Tropic
actually a
Potter.
great idea. They were watching
Yeah.
a bunch of movies, and be like, yeah, I'm stealing that,
Yeah,
and they went
Yeah.
for it, bro. That's all that happened,
exactly.
and it's so dumb.
And then
and
and then Matt sees like the army of cops that are there at the port, and he's like,
yeah,
"Oh
him
man,
and Karen.
I'm gonna
Yep.
go down there and I'm just gonna fight them all." And Karen's like, "No, that's a stupid idea." And he's like, "All right, well, I need an army."
Yeah.
And then we get the
And then
army.
You cut away thinking the army's gonna be this big reveal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
dude,
then
that was
I'm
one of the biggest missed opportunities I've ever seen.
yeah.
ever,
Well,
ever.
So you expect like, oh man, any minute now we're gonna get like the Defenders, some really cool cameo for somebody.
Yeah.
Nope, it's just Matt getting yelled at by Karen again. And
Yeah.
then he opens this door to the bar and steps out, and there's a bunch of like cops standing there, including like Josie, who's like, and he's in full costume now, and she's like, why is he wearing that? And then like everybody's like, oh, it's the devil of Hell's Kitchen or whatever. And then they start playing a song. And before I started this stream, I told the guys where this song has gotten popular from and why they did it this way. It's a TikTok meme. And if you, after this video, want to see exactly what I'm talking about, go to TikTok and type in everything in its right place, Daredevil, and you will find a list of compilations of people taking cool scenes from Daredevil and putting it to that song. They straight up took a trendy TikTok song and put it over a compilation or a compilation of all the characters doing a bunch of things to like end out the show, like including the really cool shot of Daredevil standing there menacingly T-posing for dominance in the back of a bar, bro. I was like, what are we doing?
But they zoomed out and it was all covered with newspapers to hide the secret area. That's Harry Potter, because we must hide Dumbledore's armor. Sorry, Daredevil's army. But they missed a spot. They missed a whole fucking spot. And it was just small enough, big enough, to show off Daredevil T-posing. Lit cinema, bro. I'm telling you, the people that shot this just wanted to show how cool they were. There's literally a BB news section. I'm so glad we got one at the end of the season. We got a BB news, but don't worry, we didn't just get the streets from the normal view. That bitch bought a drone, boys. We got the drone shots in the BB news.
Oh,
that's fucking go, bro. It was 2 seconds of footage from a drone, and it was fucking spectacular, dude. I felt the city's pain once I seen it from the top view.
Yeah, you can really feel the city's in chaos with that drone shot, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, and to show off Daredevil's army, it was just a bunch of lonely, sad cops.
Is that what we're calling it? Daredevil's army?
That's what he called it.
Yeah.
That's what he called it.
Yeah.
Daredevil's army, bro.
Yeah.
He's got Cherry, bro. He's got Cherry there. So yeah.
Instead of the room of requirement, it's a deserted Irish bar.
It's 3 knocks to get in the bar, dude.
Yeah,
come on,
but nobody's ever there. So yeah,
well, is Malfoy gonna run up to the cops and go, "They're in there"?
Dude, if we don't get a scene next season of Jonesy whooping some ass in Daredevil's army, and this army was a waste of time, I want to see that bitch fucking clobber someone with a fucking beer bottle, bro.
Right, dude, it's crazy. Yeah,
yep. We get Wilson Fisk with the people that he trusts now, and he's like, it's time to rebuild. And then he takes Vanessa to eat. This is the only cool scene, which gets ruined later. So everyone that wasn't trusted, so where Vanessa's old, like that boyfriend that she had, he got locked up in this weird cage, and we still don't really know where it is. It's so weird. I actually don't even know where it is for real. It turns out the room's a lot bigger than we thought, and he locked up everyone, like a room full of people that wasn't true.
He put them all in cages, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's eating in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was actually a cool scene. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, actually. It's kind of cool. And it turns out the last cage was Punisher.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, fuck, okay. At least he'll be in the Daredevil army when he escapes and stuff. But I didn't the Daredevil army. I just didn't expect how soon he would escape.
I gotta explain this. This is the, like I said, I fell asleep, so I was a bit groggy while watching it. And this part was so, of everything we've talked about, I think this might be one of the stupidest parts, and not just this episode, but the whole show. So taking all the context of everything we said about how all these like people have tattoos of Punisher, they look up to him, he's killing them right in front of them, and so he's known for killing them, okay? And he's in this cage, basically a prison cell, And he talks to the guard. Hey, man, you know, where you from? What's your name, buddy? All that type of stuff. You know, yeah. Makes small talk. And he sticks his hand out through the hole and goes, nice to meet you, man. And the guard shakes his hand.
Oh my god.
So what do you think he fucking does?
Fucking snaps
it,
it.
fucks it. And it actually gets worse than that, because before he does that, he says, hey, do you know who I am? Have you heard about me? And the guy says, yeah, I've heard about you. I know a little bit about you. And still fucking grabs his arm.
Yep. And
then gets his fucking hand snapped and everything. It's so stupid that Moz's power went out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go full screen him for a sec before StreamYards boots him.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy, bro.
This is actually damn. I was gonna say that's the face of someone that just finished watching Born Again.
Yeah. Bro,
he outright tells him, he goes, yeah, I know who you are. I'm basically saying I am familiar with your game. I know your work. So I'm gonna grab your fucking hand.
Dude, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in anything.
Anything. This might be the stupidest prison guard in fucking TV history.
Yes.
And I've seen season 5 of Oz. They're stupid as shit in that.
That's crazy, bro.
Dude, I cannot believe that that happened, to be honest. I was just laughing my ass off when that happened. I was like in shock. I was like, did they actually just like write this into the show? Like,
yeah.
Like that's how he escapes, bro. He gets a handshake from a guard.
Dude.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it ends. The end.
That's it. Yeah.
Set up
It's
for
wild, dude.
Daredevil's army.
Wild.
Yep. Daredevil's army, and then Punishers, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, let's not also forget that we got a little monologue from Matt at the end there too.
Oh fuck! What a boring ass monologue.
Resist.
Yeah. Massive.
Rebel.
We gotta resist.
Rebel.
We gotta take our
Rebuild.
city back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, if
So
only there
that was
was
exciting.
some spider type boy man thingy in the city that would be like, yo, wait a minute, hold up, player, hit him with the Teddy Long.
8 p.m. is the curfew, bro. So he can't go out and fight.
Mr. Stark, can I come out for the play at night?
Yeah, he can't now. Fisk put a curfew on it. 8 p.m., bro. Yeah.
That's where this shit does get kind of annoying, though. Is like, you know, is it MCU? Is it not? You know, it's always been kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
Either way, like, where the fuck is Spider-Man?
Well, yeah, they're definitely trying to integrate it more into the MCU now.
And you know what?
Sure.
Even if it's no Spider-Man, where's Jessica Jones? Where's Luke Cage?
Yeah. Where's anybody? Yeah, they don't show a single person.
Yeah.
Not a single person.
Oh man, it's nuts, isn't it, man?
Nothing,
You know, this is the first full Disney Plus show I've ever seen, and everyone's telling me that it's the best one.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the best one.
This is the best Disney Plus show that we've ever gotten, but the bar is so incredibly low that anything kind of smells decent if it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it is true that like every other show is worse than this one, which is crazy, but
yeah,
it's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
This is their peak right here. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The show's not good. I was right the whole time. The show isn't good. The show was never good.
It wasn't good from the first 5 fucking minutes.
Oh, it's not good. It's not a good show. It didn't do a good job with the characters. It gets like slightly-ish like better at the very, very end, but not really. If we didn't get a Daredevil show, this might have been the best show that Disney Plus has ever done. But yeah, man, or like the Netflix show, like that comparison, it overshadows everything that the show does. You can't not compare the two either.
Yeah.
And it's dog crap. It's dog crap compared to the other thing, or compared to the Netflix show. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Wild, man.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's awful. Glad it's over.
Yeah, same. I'm glad that we don't have to endure more of that crap.
Yeah.
Uh,
Feels bad. Well, it feels good to be right though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, everyone was like, dude, just wait until the final couple
Just
of
let
episodes.
it cook, Mike. And I'm like, all right.
It's gonna be really good. It's gonna
Nope.
be really
I'm
good.
still waiting. It's fucking raw and not in the good way, man. It's
No.
shit.
Dude, that whole speech at the end that Matt gave was so out of character for him too.
Yeah, resist.
Like it was so out of character, bro.
Yeah, it was almost a Kingpin speech. All he had to say was "when I was a boy," and it would have been a fucking Kingpin speech.
Yeah. Or Vanessa.
Yeah.
At the very end. Vanessa. Yeah, man. It's bad.
It really felt. I could be wrong about this, but it really felt that. I would not be surprised if that was kind of shoehorned in at the end after Trump won.
Oh yeah, it easily could have been.
Yeah, because it was just like a voiceover basically, so they could have easily have done that. Because it bro, that was pretty obviously supposed to be for the times. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But
they even used the Democrat the whole Democrat thing of resist, rebuild. Bro, come on.
Yeah. Dude, it's wild stuff, man. I couldn't believe it.
Whack.
It just felt so out of place. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Uh-huh.
go. Daredevil, Born Again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the cringe guy and say more like Bored Again for 9 fucking episodes.
I called it Daredevil Stillborn, so
Yeah.
Stillborns.
That's
yeah.
good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daredevil should have been fucking pulled out with a coat hanger in a back alley because this thing's just disgustingly bad.
It's bad.
Mazza, what are your final thoughts?
Dude, fuck this show. I honestly really thought it was bad. It's actually generally... If you haven't watched the show From, I think that is the perfect show of mid. If you want to know what mid actually is, watch that show. And it's the perfect... you'll figure out what's good, great, and mid. And then shit. It is the perfect show to figure out what is actually... You know what I mean? This show is worse than From. This show is straight up fucking shit. It is honestly one of the worst shows I've ever watched. And I go out of my way to watch shit.
Yeah.
I generally, I watch shit movies, I watch shit TV shows, because that's funny to me. This wasn't even that type of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was just straight up bad.
Maz and I were talking about this before we did this review and stuff too. There's this annoying thing that is happening a lot in media right now in entertainment where they like to tread water a lot for an entire season, and then at the very end they try to hype you up with a banger finale or something.
Yep.
And they did it again in this show. This show was boring as shit throughout the entire show. And even at the end when they try to rein it all together and they try to make you hyped for it, because the entire thing was complete and utter crap, it just doesn't work. It does not work whatsoever.
One thing that modern shows fail to do in regards to treading water to a big, explosive ending was you look at I know I was making fun of Oz, but I think Oz is actually a really good show. Okay. Every season wraps up that season's main storyline.
Yep.
But it gives you something to be like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Whereas these modern shows don't do it. It's just so many times season 2 just feels more part of season 1.
Yes.
Yep. And dude, even Daredevil, the original Daredevil, did that. It ends the Fisk arc and then moves on to Punisher season 2. Straight away, it's Punisher. But now this will be the first time with the Daredevil show where it's we actually are just moving the same now. We're just getting season 1 2.0, right? The next, and it's just okay, we get more of Fisk being the mayor. We already got that for an entire fucking season though, and it was shit. He did nothing. So does he finally actually do something now? And it's it took too long. I just don't. It felt like we're still in the mayor arc of Fisk. You know what I mean? What the hell?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not 100%. A good show. It's bad.
No.
So, yeah, what Mike, what's your rating for the show overall? What's your final ranking for this show?
4
this
out of 10.
season?
Yep.
Yeah, 4
Yeah.
out of 10.
That's where I'm gonna put it too. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4.5.
Okay.
No,
That
see,
dude's, that
five
dude's head popping did it for me.
is mid. The number 5 is mid, and this is worse than mid. This is a 4. This is a straight up 4 out of fucking 10. Fuck this show. Anyone that lied to me and said, "Yo, dude, hold up, the last 2 episodes, bro." Trust me, I've seen it. It's lit. It saves the whole fucking show. Go fuck yourself. You're retarded. You're brain dead. And you know what? Stop fucking reviewing stuff, please, for the love of God.
Stop reviewing. If you like the last 2 episodes, stop reviewing things.
It's wild, man.
Well, you should tweet that.
So yeah, with that being said, let us know in the comments below what you thought about this this show in general. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, we definitely want to hear your thoughts about it in the comments below. And yeah, we might all I don't know, we might all disappear before the next season comes out, just to avoid it at all costs. So we'll see.
Okay.
But until then, hope you guys enjoyed our reviews, and we will catch you all in another review sometime soon. Bye.